Josh, I understand you're what, 6 miles away from the scene of the explosions at the 6 blocks, at the Boston Marathon. I see a lot of ambulances there behind you. Just give us a sense of what's happening around you.
We're going to take our car.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm about 6 blocks away from Copley Square. We're on Columbus here, and the ambulances go for as far as we can see. There are dozens and dozens of ambulances with their lights on, all in line. There are scores of runners still roaming about. In fact, while standing here and getting ready for this shot, a runner walked by with her family. Her father was at the finish line. His name is John Cowan. John, can you come over here a second? John's an orthopedic surgeon up from Florida to watch his daughter run in the race. He was at the finish line when the bombs went off. Can you describe the scene there, please?
We heard the first bomb go off, and maybe a minute or two afterwards, the second bomb went off. We were right across the street from it. Really lucky because the crowd was much heavier on my side of the street than it was on the opposite side. People started running one way when the first bomb went off. They started running the other way when the second bomb went off. And I mean, it was obvious what it was. So I went across the street and tried to help.
You ran to the scene because you're a surgeon.
Yeah.
What was that scene like when you got there?
It looked like an IED from Afghanistan. I mean, there was one guy lying there with his leg blown off at his thigh. There's another one with a foot blown off. There was the worst one was a little boy whose mother was holding on to him, but he was obviously expired. We had another woman who arrested while we were there. And then there were a bunch of open fractures, you know, just, I mean, you know, it was a mess. There was one man who had his foot partially blown off, and he had a 3-year-old that was sitting in a stroller, and I picked up the 3-year-old. This 3-year-old had a laceration on his head, but he's absolutely petrified. So I took him, tried to calm him down, but there were so many other people who needed help. I passed him off to one of the policemen, and they took him. And of course, the father's concern was, you know, where's my son? Mm-hmm. You know, is he okay? Is he okay? Mm-hmm. So.
And now that the father was separated from the son.
Oh yeah, I wanted to get him out of there. You know, you didn't know what was going to happen next.
I'm sure family members are separated across the city tonight.
I was separated from my family. You know, we just finally got together.
I noticed you haven't even been home to clean up. You have blood down your side and blood all over your jeans. Yeah. Has it really set in what you saw today?
You know, I just, it's beyond me how people can do that to other people. You know, I mean, these people just came out to have a good day, you know, and they were enjoying it and having a good time. And then for that to happen, you know, it's horrible.
Thank you, John.
Okay.
Thank you, John. That's what the scene's like here for now. We'll keep reporting live from the scene. Back to you, n.d.a.a.
Josh, thank you very much. But do stay with us for a few minutes, Josh, because I do want you to tell us more about the scene there. You said lots of ambulances behind you, but obviously not a lot of people on the streets right now.
Indeed, that's true. There are ambulances that go for blocks and blocks. I walked down about 4 blocks, and they were all the way down there. So there's dozens of ambulances, all with their lights on. However, the doctor we were just speaking to said that they had all the bodies cleared and injuries cleared while he was still there. So it's unclear to me what the ambulances are here for. You have a number of first responders that are kind of roaming about the street, as well as runners, families, and the locals who live here.
And you came from the airport, obviously, from Logan International Airport. What is the mood like? What's you know, the atmosphere like in Boston after this?
Well, we've seen a number of runners who are walking around with these kind of aluminum foil looking thermal blankets. The temperature's dropped. It's around 15 degrees Celsius at this point and getting colder. And we've seen a number of people walking around with just a shocked look on their face, kind of wide-eyed. They look at you and just kind of walk past. And everyone that we've stopped has shared their story with us. A number of them have been there at the finish line. Others are still separated from their family. Another one, their hotel is next to where the explosion went off. They were from Richmond, Virginia, so they're looking for another hotel room to stay tonight. I think everyone at this point is just trying to put the immediate pieces back together and figure out how they're going to move forward.
And what is the security like, Josh, if you can see any on the streets? I mean, is there a heightened level of security in Boston right now?
Where we are, there's not a heightened level of security. However, about 6 blocks down, there are police barricades and just too many police vehicles to count. There are constantly helicopters overhead, both police and life flight helicopters, but mostly where we are, it's first responders, EMTs, medical techs, and ambulance drivers that are waiting to go to the scene.
Okay, Josh, thank you very much for the moment. That's Algiers' Josh Rushing reporting there live from downtown Boston in the